Drinks in motherfucking hand.
I'm drinking a Latitude Blood Orange.
Ooh, that's a little
Oh,
bit
dude,
strong.
you always have those latitudes.
They're good. I like them. They're tangy.
Ugh, I think I
Yeah.
might have been a little bit too excited for Sean's birthday celebration.
You
Made this a little bit on the strong
on the
side.
strong side? Well,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I've got just a straight up glass of whiskey with like a tiny little ice cube. But it also is really nice whiskey. We're not talking Jack Daniels over here.
I mean, this is not like shit Jack Daniels. Come on now.
Gentleman Jack?
We at least upgrade it slightly to a gentleman's
Yeah.
status. Um, but yeah, so I guess we should get that out of the way right now. Happy B-Day, Sean.
Happy
Man, yeah,
birthday,
that's what
Sean. Happy
everybody's been
birthday.
saying today. Let's just get this out of the way. I'm like, oh, okay. We can make it more of a thing. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, thanks, dudes. I'm actually fucking stoked to do a little B-Day podcast. I was at this traditional Indian wedding earlier today for like four
Oh,
hours,
shit.
like
Oh,
really
crazy.
serious and like really intense. Yeah, I've never been to anything like that. It was most of it was not in English. Uh, and then, but the American, like the Western wedding, is tomorrow. It's like a 2 day wedding extravaganza. Uh, so
Damn.
I'm actually pretty jazzed to just be like kind of chilling, just kicking it at home, and then doing a little podcast with you guys. So I'm stoked. I'm
So,
stoked to be here.
so are you like a wedding crasher?
A crasher? Well, I was
Yeah,
invited, so
like
I
the
don't know if that
movie?
makes me a
Oh,
crasher.
oh,
Yeah, the
okay.
crasher is like you're
I
not
just show
invited.
like, hey, what's going on over here? Oh, cool. I'm
Yeah,
wearing a suit.
Sean is just literally doing the wedding crasher thing. He's just like looking up
Yeah,
in the newspaper. All right, so we've got two this week, 3 or 4 next week.
you said you went to Sean, you went to the wedding and you couldn't understand anybody, right? So that's why I
Yeah,
was
like
thinking, like,
I'm gonna be. You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna be a wedding crasher. And then the first wedding I pick is like an Indian wedding, and like no one's speaking
yeah,
English. I'm like, this isn't going too well so far.
Nah, you just say like you're uh, uh man, I don't even know.
You're Hare Krishnas. I don't know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying.
don't.
so you guys don't know any Indian words?
I mean, they had a projector with like all the words in the Punjabi, but it was just like it
Oh
doesn't
shit.
even sound like what you're saying is the words that are on the screen. Like I was like, man, if I had to study and learn this language, like this looks really fucking difficult.
So
Yeah,
you know what? I
sure.
don't even want to get into that, but I did end up coming across not documentary, but it was like I guess it was like a YouTube video of So what are those people called? The people who can speak like an insane amount of languages, like more than
Like
10.
those like linguists or whatever,
But they're
multilinguists,
yeah, but there's like a like a it's like a um
polyamorous. No, I'm just kidding.
it's something
Polydextrous.
it's something like that. Like it just it's you are basically one of these people that can speak an insane amount of languages. Not necessarily that you study languages, but just that you have this.
Polyglots.
I think so, yeah, something like
I
that,
just
like a poly.
I googled it. I've
Like
never seen
I
that word
wanted to say
before.
like polylog or something like that, but it's
Oh,
polyglot.
Polyglot with a T at the
Glot.
end.
Okay, polyglot. Yeah, so that's so yeah, and this guy was talking about how difficult it was to learn. I can't remember the language he was learning. It wasn't it was like maybe Mandarin or like one of those other Chinese dialects or something like that. And he's being asked by the interviewer like, how difficult was this? Being raised learning English. How hard or easy was it? And he was just like, it's not. I don't think it's sort of a matter of hard or easy. It's just sort of a matter of understanding that if you were to try to look at words and use words to just try to straight translate and speak another language that you're gonna fail like every single time because that's not how languages are. That like languages, so much of like a culture is like embedded with the language. So the best idea is actually to learn the culture, and then you would naturally kind of learn learn the language or learn how to use the language. And it was just like it was a really interesting thing. I feel like anytime I'm learning like in a Spanish class or Italian class or something, it's very much this word means this, and then you have to try to put it together in a sentence. But like the way he was talking about it, it just seemed like no, you're gonna just take forever if you want to try that way. Like you just dive headfirst on in or something. So maybe yeah, going to the Indian wedding. Maybe that was the
Yeah,
best way, Sean.
I guess maybe this guy, his trick was like, if you really want to learn a language, you got to go to weddings from people in these countries or
Yeah,
whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. It's okay. We're so what the problem is that we haven't drank enough and we haven't smoked or we haven't done anything like that. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go after this bowl in celebration of Sean's B day, and we're gonna talk some football, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should. Yeah, we should actually talk some football.
Some football.
Do you
Okay.
guys want to just talk about the trade right now?
What trade?
Well, I
From the
got
text.
proposed.
Oh
I got
God.
proposed these two trades. Let's just help me figure it out real quick. I'm going to start off with that.
All right, you started off
Okay.
with that. I'm gonna smoke my bowl.
All right. So, Sean, which
I did
side?
look. I looked at the trades ahead of time, so I
Okay,
got like
you did.
slight lay of the land.
Okay, I think we should explain it for everyone, though, like
Yeah,
who's on who.
yeah.
Okay. So, I was proposed both of these trades. So,
Is there wait to
uh,
first before you get into trades? Let's lay of the land for real. Like, is this both in the same league? Obviously, this is not our
yeah,
league. Okay,
right.
both the same league. What kind of league are we talking about? How many people? And what is it like a full PPR or what are we talking
Yeah,
about?
it's 10 people, full PPR. It's traditional every year. So, there's one quarterback, uh, two running backs, two wide receivers, and a flex and a tight end, a defense, and a kicker. And
Okay,
it's like that every single year. And so both of these trades were proposed to me, but I'm not going to tell you which side is my side. I just want you to choose them.
okay,
Okay. Do you want me to read you the players?
yeah. Start with the first one and then read off the players.
Okay. So would you rather have Team A? Um, I don't know if it's Tom Antoinette Jr. Is his first name Tom?
Oh,
But he,
NTN, the running back on the is
yeah,
he on
on
the
the
Jags?
Jags.
Yeah.
Him
That's like
and Chris
Travis or
Godwin
something.
as Team A.
Okay.
Okay. And then on Team B is Miles Sanders.
Wait, I don't
Okay. So
understand what you're asking. Like, are you asking?
Pick
I thought
pick
which
which team
side
you'd
would you
rather have.
which is a better side
I
of
don't
that
think
trade?
I think that's an awful way to try
Face
to judge a
value.
trade.
No, we can't talk about everyone else. I just want to know face value.
I don't
That's
know.
how I judge all my trades.
I
So
I, I
you
can't
tell me.
I can't give you an answer. If
I
that's
can
the
give you some
You have to.
thoughts. I don't.
I
That
can't I
might
can't
help.
if that's the way you're phrasing the question, I can't give you an answer.
Fine. You want me to just tell you what do you want to know, and I'll just tell you so I can get my answer.
No, what I want you to tell me is if these were two trades that you were proposed. Tell me, so one trade is, and now I guess we're not going to know which player is yours. Is that the one thing
I
you
don't.
want
Yeah,
to
I don't want to
hide?
give it away.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
exactly. I
So
just
you're
want you to pick.
saying that one side of the equation in trade one is Antenne Jr. and Chris Godwin, and then the other side is Miles Sanders. Well,
That's correct.
to me, Godwin isn't playing. Antenne or whatever is the backup is behind James Robinson, and Miles Sanders is at least the starter right now. It appears to be a more high-powered offense. So I would say if I'm going to look at that trade and you want to say which side I'm going to go on, I would say Miles Sanders is a little bit stronger than the two players combined. Now Chris
What do
Godwin
you think,
down.
Sean?
All right, yeah.
I'm looking up how Miles Sanders has been doing so far this year, and not
You are
terrible.
looking at it.
I just I wanted to double check because I don't have any stock in any Miles Sanders out there, but uh, honestly, I'm intrigued by the Godwin part of it. Even though yes, he is hurt, and he could be hurt a lot this season. There's always that potential out there, but I like it because there's the PPR aspect of it, and he's I think he's the best player of everybody in that trade. Like even if it was just Godwin for Miles Sanders, I might be like, all right, that's pretty interesting. Like if I'm hurting for some wide receiver spots, whatever on my team, I might consider that. But Brian makes a good point that I
Yeah.
mean, you would be giving up, or whoever, I don't know if it's you or whatever, but that person would be giving up a very healthy, serviceable starting running back for an injured, good wide receiver. And then
Okay.
somebody who like might not do shit this year, that NTN guy, like, I don't know, he was like kind of hyped up, but it's the fucking Jags, and I don't know, he's not even the starter.
And
Yeah.
then
Okay.
the other trade, I see. This is why I feel like trade questions are not viable because you have to know the situation about the team in order to know what's the best trade for that team. Because like your second trade, right? Your and I feel I know what the answer is to this, on as far as what side you're on. The second trade is the T Higgins and Devontae Smith for Derrick Henry, right? So that all really
Well, hold on.
depends.
Let's wait. Let's do the first trade
We
first.
did
I
do
just
the
want
first
to.
trade. We just
I
did
know,
do
but
the
I want
first
to just
trade.
like transition off. So,
What?
I'm the one with Miles Sanders in that. And guess who has Miles Sanders in our league?
I don't know. I'm not looking at the teams
I
in our
don't
league.
remember.
Any guesses?
No, no guesses. Just tell us. I don't
So
have any.
Nate has Miles Sanders.
Okay, so what about it?
I don't know. His team's doing pretty good this year.
Well,
It's all
we
because of
But
Miles Sanders.
yeah, we haven't even gotten into
yeah,
it. I think before we can even compare our league to what's going on in your trade situation, I think we just need to get. So okay, so you've got the Miles Sanders, okay, and the second trade proposal. I feel I know exactly
Well,
where
okay,
you're
wait.
at.
Before we get to the second one, let's wrap up the first one. How are you feeling about the first trade, Nick? We haven't heard any of your feelings on it. And
oh,
did you
I
propose it, or did it get proposed to you?
it got proposed to me. I so
Okay.
I do you want to know my whole team? I'm just like going
No,
No,
deep.
no,
no,
we can't.
no,
We'll
no,
end up
Okay.
no,
spending a half
no.
hour
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
first part.
We're not here to talk about your
Okay.
fantasy team in another league.
That's true. That's true. Uh,
So, what are your thoughts
So
about this trade that you were
I'm
proposed?
gonna reject it.
I
I
think
like
that's a
I
good
like the
idea.
I like the positions because I'm kind of weak in wideout, but that's not the team I want. I'd rather have Sanders
If Godwin was healthy right
and
now, I
playing.
would I would
Yeah.
I would take that trade probably. But yeah, it's so risky though, because it's like you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
Uh,
second trade.
yeah. So Brian, you know the players you said.
Yeah, I feel like I know who you have.
Okay. Do you want me to read the trade to you?
Yeah, go ahead and read it to the whole league.
Okay. All right. So, would you rather have Team A? I guess it's Tom again, or no, it's T Higgins
Tom
and
Higgins.
and uh, Devontae Smith, I think his name is,
Tom and
or
David, every T and D.
yeah, pretty much, or
uh,
Team B of Derrick Henry,
David Henry, you mean?
David Henry.
I
David has not
I
looked good this year. Just by the way,
Dude, so
he's
I don't know. I would say if we could even go back, like, and you look at Derrick Henry's like breakdown games, like I think he's gonna have like I've never believed in the Titans. I think the Titans are super overrated, and I think Derrick Henry is one of the big reasons that they've been as productive as they've been, in the
yeah.
last however many years, right? I'm telling
Yep.
you, Derrick Henry, there's no doubt about this one thing. How many championships has Will won?
At
Just
least
one?
one, right?
At least one,
He
right?
won the first
But
one.
he's been a good team, and he's had Derrick Henry multiple times.
Yeah,
He
I would
has him this
say,
year still.
yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah, he's
no,
all in.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And
all in.
I would say,
Here's the quick thought on this though. Like I would never trade Derrick Henry right now because his value is low right now because he had two weak games to start the season, and so you're getting fucking lowball offers. Then it's just like I don't
Yeah.
want to trade away Derrick Henry when I'm getting low balls. Like if I was going to trade Derrick Henry, I want it to be like max value.
yeah,
True. True.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. So where is he? So Derrick Henry. Okay. So here we go. Yes. Perfect. Okay. You can. Yeah. So did Derrick Henry? Was he out uh last year?
I think he got injured for a
Okay.
good while, a long
Okay.
time last year.
Right. Okay. So let's go to. Let's see. I don't know. Let's say 2000. Let's go to 2020. Like that's a full 17 game season. Or sorry, 16 game season
You're gonna
combined.
do you want to do a deep dive on Derrick Henry?
All right. So he's got one, two, three, 4 games that I can see here in this 2020 season of under 10 points. Okay. So 4 games out of 16, he's under 10 points. All right. Now, do you want me to read you those other games?
No.
14, 26, 18, 42, 14, 17, 11, 19, 37, 36, 24, and 38.
That guy's good.
Okay.
Okay, so my point being, and even in the 2021 season where he was out more than half the year, he had 2 games that were under 10 points. His other games were 15, 38, 31, 24, 17, and 48.
That's crazy.
So I personally think, this is why I feel like these conversations are ridiculous, because we do need to know the full context of your team to give you like the full answer. Because in this particular trade, this is more of a discussion trade than that other one ever even was. Because this one is all about what does your team need. Now, this is basically probably going to be one of your prize pieces. Am I spoiling it by saying that you're the one who has Derrick Henry?
No, you're not. But I do want to say that he does look different though this year. He
I
does
make
look
yeah. So,
a
so
little slower.
I mean, everything with fantasy is a gamble. But I would just say this, the history will kind of tell you the truth. And I would say this: Derrick Henry, if he's still healthy at the end of the season, is going to fucking burn it like crazy. He is going to win you games. He will win you weeks for like absolute sure. T. Higgins and what was it, Devontae Smith?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an awesome wide receiver package if you're looking for some sort of like a like a number 3 or a flex, right? Like either of those two guys are serviceable in that spot, but none of those guys are going to be like a number 1. Like you're not going to have T. Higgins be your number 1 or what's his name be your number 1 like wide receiver, right? Derrick Henry is a number 1 running back. So if you're already stacked on the wide receiver position or you've got like top tier players out there, I don't think this is a trade you would need to do just to get like wide receiver depth. Unless, of course, you're really hurting at wide receiver and you've got like a plethora of running backs that you can sacrifice or other players that are looking more promising than Derrick Henry, then, I guess that would be what you do. But I, I personally think that, it's early in the season. It's going to be a long season. And dude, I've been on both the receiving end and the when I had him at least one year. Oh my God, you don't want to miss those 4 touchdown, 200 yard rushing games. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
that will win you a week, absolutely 100% for sure. Like he will win you weeks. It's just how long can you keep him in your lineup, and what is your team situation? So that's what I have to say about that. I'm done. I'm going to start drinking.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's one
Sean,
more
you have
thing
anything to say about?
I'll say one
Yeah.
more thing just about trades in general. I don't think I like to trade. I think I always do at least one trade, if not multiple, every year. And I don't think I've ever just accepted the first, like not the first trade, but like, when you're a person you're gonna trade with, the first thing that they send you, I don't think I've ever gone through with just that. Like that, it always ends up opening the conversation to, well, I don't like what you're sending me, but since you're down to trade, maybe here's a counter offer, and maybe we end up kind of meeting in the middle somewhere. So I feel like it's week 2. This guy or this person knows that Derrick Henry is values a little bit down right now, and you might be feeling a little down on Derrick Henry, and so he is sending you something that he feels like is a good deal for himself. So
Yeah,
I don't think I would just accept that type of an offer in that situation as well.
yeah, I agree. I'm gonna reject them both. They're just not. It's not. The price isn't high enough
But if you
for.
do, if you're just like, well, shit, I'm actually in a really bad spot with wide receivers, and I've got Derrick Henry. Like maybe there's a trade that you would get excited about with one of these people that's obviously willing to trade. Like you should feel psyched about a
So
trade instead of just being like, oh yeah, that looks interesting. Like I'll accept that.
so let me tell you this. After Derrick Henry's first game, I sent an offer to the guy that sent me an offer for T. Higgins and Devontae Smith. I sent that guy an offer for Stephon Diggs for Derrick Henry straight up, and he
Mm,
didn't. And he didn't do it.
I
And
wouldn't
now
say
he sent me this.
That shows right there that he's just trying to like sneakily lowball an offer to juice up his team and get himself a little
Yeah,
Derrick Henry discount.
depending on the
yeah.
way depending
Derrick
on the way
Henry.
your league is set up, I would actually say that, dude, the way the NFL is working right now, that absolutely he might be in the right because Stephon Diggs might be worth a little bit more than Derrick Henry straight up. But that depends on how like your league does scoring. And if they're like
It's
in
a
at
full
PPR.
point PPR.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that I would say in that sense, yeah, maybe he's right. Like if you wanted to do a Stephon Diggs, you might have to do a Derrick Henry and slide in some replacement wide receiver that he could use as a stack, and I don't know. Like this is why
Yeah.
trades are really difficult when we're not talking about trades in our own league, and of course that's kind of counterintuitive to trading in the first place, since we're all trying to fuck each other over anyway. So um, I don't
And you
know.
know who's in last right now. I don't mean to step on anybody or push
Man,
anybody.
Wait, are we
It's not
talking? So
me.
wait,
I mean, I thought it
Are we
was.
going back to our league now? Are
Yeah,
we okay?
our league. You
All
know
right.
who's last in our league right now? It's not me. It's the guy with Derrick Henry, and
Well,
that's
I
Will.
will say this. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at this. And if we're throwing accusations like out here,
Accusations.
accusations. So it sounds like Nick is throwing out some accusations about. All right, let's go ahead and let's head on over to the league. So
I
we
didn't
can.
realize actually until looking at our standings
Yep. Yeah.
that it's either
Yes.
2-0 or
Yep.
0-2. There's no 1-1 teams.
No,
What the
I
fuck?
know.
there's no parity right now,
Super.
or
I love it.
there is parity. I don't know. I'm I'm starting to feel this shit.
There's parity, but there's just no one in ones. Yeah.
Okay, so let's start on off with let's take a look at this week one. Um, so I went up against Will, and okay, I'll say this. One of the big reasons I think Will is failing doesn't have anything to do with Derrick Henry. I mean, maybe a little bit, but there is some positions that he hasn't been getting any fucking production from. I'm going to throw it right out there. He's not been getting anything from his QBs because he's got Tom Brady as his QB. Tom Brady has, yeah, 12 and 10 are his first 2 weeks.
Yeah,
See,
that's not gonna
that's
get it
not going to
done.
help you. I know he had that one guy, the Cole Kmet, for the Bears. I don't know if he ended up starting him week 2. Let's see, where is Will? Yeah, he did. Started him week 2. So Cole Kmet has gone 2 goose eggs 2 weeks in a row.
Jesus Christ, that hurts.
And this is the
Who has?
juiced Cole Kmet. That's the
He's a
Bears tight
tight
end.
end on the Bears.
Yeah,
So he's
Wow.
hurting. So okay, he's hurting really bad at QB, hurting really bad at tight end,
really bad. And
and
his
that
wide
sucks
rec-
because tight ends are 1.5 PPR.
and here you go. He's also not been getting any of the production he should be getting from his wide receivers. So his wide receivers, he's got CeeDee Lamb and Gabriel Davis. Now, Gabriel Davis, I think, is the only player on his team that really produced, but that was only in week 1 because I don't think he played in week 2. Let me
No, he
Ooh,
didn't.
I
No, he
like how
didn't.
Sleeper says off roster when you look at the past scoring if they don't have that player anymore. That's really cool.
Yeah, that is nice.
So I personally think that, Will has been having some bad, we'll just say it, he's been having really bad luck at some really fucking key positions. Like tight end, that's the super juice position this year. It's got like what, 1.5 per catch. So
Yeah.
even if
Oh,
your tight
and
end
he's got Kittle, but Kittle hasn't been
and yeah,
playing.
Kittle
Although he
hasn't been
should be
playing
back this
exactly.
week,
So,
though.
okay, so I don't think I'm totally worried about Phil. I think he needs to get some
Or
juice
will.
back. Will, fuck, god damn it, dude. This is why I smoke, but I don't drink at the same time. Like, especially I don't drink fucking heavy ass mixed drinks. Fuck. Happy birthday, Sean. By the way, did we say that already? Maybe we did.
Yeah, we did. Remember, we got that out of the way pretty quickly at the
Mm-mm.
beginning.
He's
It's a birthday pod.
it's
I
a birthday
Oh,
encourage
pod.
and
everyone to
I
come on
will.
the book.
I'm going to be down in San Diego again
Yeah,
in 2 weekends from
yeah,
now.
dude.
It's coming up.
That's gonna be fucking super exciting.
So clear your schedule, fellas, if you're in the
Well, I
area.
was talking to, or John was texting me. He was asking when it is and trying to figure it out. But we haven't made any plans yet. Like, I don't know if we're going to be down in San Diego doing like a Mavericks thing, or if we'll go up to Orange County or something. I don't know. We haven't really figured anything out yet.
Yeah, hopefully we
Okay.
will get all that set. And
Just
yeah,
square
if
that away.
everybody is listening, maybe throw out some ideas or some suggestions. Let's get this yeah, get that party train moving. Um,
My house
Yeah.
is available for sleepovers.
wait a minute. I thought you said
Throwing
that
that out there.
after you get back, the backyard's gonna be worked on.
Yeah, the patio people are going to go to town, but I mean, we can
When's
still
that?
sleep in the house. They're coming over on Monday, right when I get back, the 3rd.
Oh shit! How long is the project going to take?
I don't know. So what they're going to do, they're going to come. No, they got to order the stuff, so we're not in danger of the backyard. So they got
Oh,
to
I was
order the
wondering if it would
stuff.
be done already.
Oh no, I fucking wish. No, it's not going to be done.
I'm
Yeah.
canceling the trip then.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Whew. Oof. Well,
That's cool though that they're fucking finally getting that thing going.
well,
Oh,
speaking
it's a
of
game changer. Next year's draft will be way different.
speaking of your place, seeing as how we did have the draft at your place, why don't we go ahead and talk about your team since you are another 0-2 team and you are
Well,
sitting right above Will. I
I'll
mean,
tell you why. I am also my team is really similar to Will's team in that we're like getting crushed on tight end. So I also had like two goose eggs at tight end, I think,
let me see. Okay,
which
so let's
really hurt.
yeah, so let's go over. So your week one, Kyler did okay. He's got you 20 points. Antonio Gibson was just fine, like 16. That's the one where Keenan got hurt. But Keenan did have like 11 points before he went down. Terry McLaurin was okay. Yeah, big fat goose egg in your tight end position. That doesn't help anything. Um,
Yeah.
but dude, I don't know. Like I feel like for the most part, yeah, other than like a couple positions, like it was just like Joey didn't beat you by that much, you know? Like it
No.
was
He's in
117
my
to
draft.
98. Yeah, it was
I
like
know.
Pittman was the highest scorer on his team and who had 27.
I
But
think that
everybody,
guy's injured now.
I think he might be.
Yeah, I think he is.
Um, but yeah, so
That bum.
week one, that's I think that's just kind of unlucky. But yeah, you did get a goose egg, which really hurt in the tight end position. And then, oh, sorry,
Yeah.
that was week two that we were looking at. So let's go to week.
No, that was week one.
Oh, sorry, week two. Here you are up against John. John had one of the highest scores of everybody in the entire week. So, that's already asking for, uh,
Yeah, the Ravens crushed me. That is
yeah, that
what it
was
was.
basically, yeah, that was us
Yeah.
watching that
That's
Ravens
how I like
Miami
it.
game.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
it just makes me so wet when my own team crushes me or makes me lose. It's just like it's
uh
just the cherry on top of the loss.
yeah,
So nice. Yeah.
dude, and I
So
mean,
thank you,
gee,
John.
he didn't even have Amari Cooper in that week, and if he did, he would have even won by more. And he
Oh, I
punted,
know.
dude. Yeah, so no, I mean, you still, yeah,
Those
you got a big hit in the tight end position again, 1.4. Uh, yeah, that was a tougher week for you just because you weren't getting really any production from, a lot of your positions, right? Like Kyler still did Kyler stuff, so he got 26, but yeah, I think you're probably just one for like a little bit more in like the other positions.
I gotta say, it's pretty depressing when you go to the bar and you watch your team just like fumble the whole time, and you're just like, God, my guys suck. Feels-
Everyone's just dropping it, and I mean, not
yeah,
having Keenan Allen is hurts for sure. Is he coming back soon or what?
I don't think
It's a
I
questionable
think he
right
is.
now. So did you guys hear about that leak or whatever that like Austin Eckler was like he was on Twitch or something like that, right? And somebody was asking him questions, and he basically gave like a full fucking injury like report, like that, like you're not supposed to give, like about Justin Herbert and shit. He was like, oh yeah, I think he'll probably end up playing, because he had cracked ribs last year. I don't think anybody knew that, but like he just starts basically divulging like all this different stuff. And oh, Keenan, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Keenan. We'll see what happens, but it's just like. They were making fun of
Really?
it on the Pat McAfee show. They're just like, dude, this guy's gonna get ripped apart by the fucking team. That was basically more like insightful than 100 press conferences put together or something like that. Um,
Nice.
but but yeah, so I don't know if Keenan's going to play. It sounds like he's questionable this week, but from everything I'm hearing, it sounds like that's on the not
Are
positive side of questionable.
Are you scared because we're playing each other?
Am I scared? No,
Are
I
you
mean, if you
scared of
put
Keenan
Keenan in,
Allen?
that's points, but at least I'll get pieces of those points because I got Herbert.
I think Herbert's not going to play.
I,
Vegas
I,
thinks so too.
that's very possible too. And if Herbert doesn't play, then I have to drop somebody and I have to pick up somebody.
Who are you going to get?
I'll tell you right now, Nick.
Come
Tell everyone.
on, Eckler. Whoever you drop, I'm going to pick him up though, so just know that ahead of time.
I don't doubt it because actually looking at my team, I don't really want to drop anybody.
That's the
But
worst when
yeah.
it's like that. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck, I have to drop somebody.
Yeah, no, but this is one of those situations where if that ends up happening, if Herbert's out, yeah, obviously I'm gonna have to drop somebody. And I do have my
Just
eye
drop
on
Herbert.
a couple. Yeah, let me just drop the first fucking player that was drafted off the board with, all that money, who I said that I wanted to draft this year because I thought it was gonna be a decent
How,
a decent year, but
how
we'll
much
see.
money did you spend on him?
I don't know. Can we look at that right now or do we have to go to the draft?
Fuck, I don't know how to navigate.
Yeah, I don't want to do that right now. Do I have to, Nick?
No, it's not important enough.
Yeah, okay. So let's Nick. Okay, so I feel we were talking about your team, Nick. Um, I think yeah, you're right. The tight end position has been biting you a little bit, and I think maybe if you can get just a little bit more production out of your uh mm, core positions, I guess.
So should we just go straight into the matchups? Because I
No,
mean,
no. I think this is actually okay because we're kind of talking about the matchups a little. Like we what missed this, we've missed 2 weeks. We're coming up on week 3. I think it's fair enough. If we're having drinks and stuff like that, we can just kind of talk about everybody's team. We haven't really had a chance to talk about anything pretty much. I think the last podcast we had was before the draft even happened, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we have a podcast since the draft.
Yeah, so we haven't even talked about everybody's team or anything like that. So no, let's talk about let's talk about some penis, some endearing
Man,
penis.
I was
Um,
I was highly considering changing my name already. I'm
no, no,
I'm that superstitious
so
where I'm like, if
so
I'm starting 0-2, I'm like, fuck this team name. I need a refresh here, but
so
I couldn't think of any new team names.
all right, so remember how we
stronger
used to
penis.
remember how we used to have the voodoo thing, like
Oh
this
yeah.
idea of podcast voodoo, but we could use it for negative or for positive
Ooh,
energy. I'm going to talk to you about some
dude.
positive
Maybe that's the
juju
thing. Bro, you
voodoo.
fucking right. We haven't done any podcasts and I'm 0-2. Hello. I think I see some alignment there now that we're
Yeah.
doing this
Yeah, okay.
podcast.
So
Shit, okay. Things
yeah,
might be turning around
we no,
potentially.
well no, and this is what I was going to say. I think you should keep the name, but do you remember that picture that I feel like you were the one who got a snap of this? So
Oh, Yeah,
It's
I do have it.
yes, okay. So if you know the one I'm talking about, I think it's you, me, Joey, and Nick that know of this, right?
You're talking about the drawing?
The drawing, right?
Yeah, I do have it.
That's what
I
I
wish
think.
I wish we were doing like a visual podcast so I could like flash this up on the screen right now,
Well,
but obviously
if
can't do
somebody
that.
wants to help me out, I know Chris and I have actually talked about trying to get a
Oh
little
wait,
bit
maybe I could just
crazier.
put it in the chat right now. Like in the league chat, right?
You can
Can
put
I
it in,
upload a
yeah, yeah,
picture?
yeah. You can put it. You can upload a picture. But I was gonna say you need to
Gotta
make
put a
that
dick in the
picture.
chat right now.
Yeah, he is. But what he needs to do, it's actually even more than a dick. It's some artwork, let me tell you. Um,
It's even more than a dick. That's how I want to be described.
more than a dick.
More than a dick.
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly.
That should be your team name.
This needs to be your picture, dude. It's this picture. It shouldn't be the one on the cup that nobody can really see. This is very, very obvious. It is Dick Man giving his dick wife a dick, like with his like dick shirt.
I think the dick wife is looking a lot like Mrs. Butterworth's too, don't you think?
You're right. She is a little bit more like Mrs. Butterworth.
Oh, is this the
Oh,
drawing that we all drew
look,
together?
look that more or less that her fucking top and her midsection and her reaching arm is also the shape of a dick. There are a lot of dick
Every
shapes in this fucking
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, this is the one where it started as I don't even know what the
Yeah.
drawing started as, and it just kept getting passed around, and it just kept obviously turning into more dicks.
That's
Is the
why I'm.
lady giving the dick to that other guy?
No, I think he's gifting it to her. I don't know. He's got
Yeah, and if you
giant
notice, the dude dick is wearing a shirt that has a
a
dick
dick.
on it.
Yeah, it does.
That's funny.
Well, I like that obviously nobody else knows what we're talking about right now, and this picture is just sitting in the chat like so I guess once people listen to the podcast it'll make a lot more sense, but I love that
Uh,
it's just this random dick picture right now.
Well, no, but then no. Once they get into the podcast, then they get their contacts. But this is it. I honestly think that the secret to your success is not to change your name, or maybe it is to change your name. Maybe you should be more than a dick or something like
More than
that.
a dick. I
And
kind of
then
like that.
Yeah.
this picture, because I feel this is going to be the recipe for success.
Damn. All right, I might do that. I have to think on it.
Okay, I don't even know if we need to talk about your record or anything. I feel like that was all the talk we needed to get into, right? Like,
It
um,
hurts. I'll just say it hurts to be 0-2.
well,
It
I
does.
have the most points scored against me of everybody in the league so far, but I am not scoring a lot of points either, so can't really just
well,
chalk it up to tough matchups.
so taking a look at this actually, because you have some players that have been fucking amazing, like Josh Allen, amazing
Yeah,
through 2 weeks.
like just wasted efforts of like God. You'd think whoever has Josh Allen probably be doing pretty good right now, but Austin Eckler has really been
Yeah,
not
he
doing very much, and I spent a lot of money on that guy.
right. And I was actually gonna say Edwards Hilaire actually even looks better than
Well, I
Ed.
fucked up in week one. I fucking made a last minute Sunday morning decision to put him on the bench and try and get real crazy with Sammy Watkins because there were no other receivers that Rodgers was going to be able to throw to,
Hmm.
and that was a stupid decision. So, already getting into my own head, trying to be cute with my team here, that's not helping either.
Yeah,
I also tried to be cute with my team too, and that bit me. So yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
you're in the fantasy season already when that shit starts happening.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Nate did have one of the best weeks that week also. And then of course you went last week and Chris just fucking
Oh my
exploded
god.
all over thanks to fucking
Yeah.
Stefan and
Stephon Diggs
Waddle.
and Waddle. Yeah,
And then
dude.
Tampa
And then
Bay,
Tampa Bay defense.
yeah,
Oh my
that's
god.
3 picks, 10 points allowed, 6 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown. Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, overall, like I don't hate my team. there are a couple pieces that are just like I said. Eckler is not living up, and this Darnell Mooney guy has fucked me 2 weeks in a row. So he's
Yeah.
on the bench now. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to just have a normal week. I feel like if I could have a normal week and then not go against one of the highest scoring teams,
What do you think
maybe
about
things will be okay.
what do you think about Jahan Dotson?
I mean, I'm interested in him enough that I would play him over anybody else that I have on my bench right now. He looks like he's got some good rapport on the Commanders right now with what's his name? I can't remember the quarterback's name right now.
That's Wentz.
Yeah, with Wentz. I know there's like a little something that they got
Okay.
going there. So
And
he's
okay.
kind of more of just like I don't know. I'd rather take a chance on him versus fucking Darnell Mooney right now or anybody else that I have on my bench right now. Like
Yeah, I hear
Robert
you.
Woods, I'm not going to throw him in there right now.
Fuck.
Michael Carter, I'm not going to throw him in. Deontay Harris, I could take a chance on him, but I'd rather take a chance on a wide receiver versus a running back because it's noticeable having the .5 PPR for running
Yeah.
backs. Like they're not
Definitely.
as valuable. Like I kind of am kicking myself for investing so much money into Eckler, knowing that he catches a lot of balls and that's just not as valuable. It's like shit. Maybe I should have gone a little heavier into some wide receivers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm questioning a lot of things right now in the league overall with myself. That's what happens when you're 0-2.
Well,
I have those same questions, Sean.
Yeah.
Just to let you know. Yeah, I'm 0-2. I
well,
question everything.
and you
Yeah.
guys aren't the only ones because we've also got
The league's
the
0-2.
wait. Can you guys still hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we still got the other two gentle peoples because we're dealing with a she they can't say gentleman. Make sure we do a gentle person. Mish. Uh, I don't know. I'm looking at Misha's team.
Not a
Someone's
bad
not going to.
team.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Let's get into these scores really
Well,
quickly.
obviously Joe Burrow has had a rough start to the year so far, and a lot of people are calling that Joe Burrow is going to come out this week with like a huge chip on his shoulder. And I'm like, God damn it, I'm playing Misha this week. I don't want to be hearing that. But and then Jonathan Taylor hasn't been like last week he only had 7 points. He had a
Yeah,
great week the first week, but not a good week last week.
yeah, Justin Jefferson had an amazing week one.
Yeah.
And so here's the funny thing is like so Misha actually had almost one of the highest scores week one, but he just got nudged out by Chris, and it was like only by
Oh,
like nine.
Yeah.
It was by like 9 points. So even
Yeah.
still, like he only had a bad New England defense giving him 6 points. He had Brandon Ayuk also getting him 6 points, but other than that, his first week, he had 20 from Joe Burrow, 25 from Jonathan Taylor, 40 from Justin Jefferson, 10 from Goddard, 14 from Fournette, 22 from Michael Thomas. Like that, he's going to win a lot of weeks with that
yeah.
many
Yeah, you score
productive players.
147, like you're probably going to win more often than not.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
come week two, he had a much lower scoring week. He really didn't have a very good week, but at the same time, he was still pretty damn close. Like it was what like a
Oh
little
yeah,
over 20 points, but even still, it's not. I don't feel it's he gets
wasn't a
the
blowout.
yeah, exactly. It wasn't a huge blowout, but yeah, you're right. So he had 16 for Burrow that time, only like 6.8 from Taylor, 10 from Justin Jefferson. Michael Thomas still had a productive game with 18. Goddard had 15. Not really much from Fournette at 8.4. Kareem, same, 8.4. 7 from New England. So, I don't know. I think Misha's got some super deadly pieces. Who
Yeah,
knows?
he's got a good team. I think Kareem Hunt is definitely questionable. Fournette, you never exactly know what you're going to get with Tampa Bay. They're such a kind of streaky team, especially for running back. But I mean, the whole top side of this team should be pretty fucking good, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'm really worried for Misha at 0-2. I mean, I think it's just another, that's the way something's going. Uh-oh. Somebody's typing, it says in the league
Oh
chat.
shit.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Somebody might have seen the dickle. Okay. So the
Oh,
last
one little interesting note too, just on the 0-2 teams, is that the two matchups this week are 0-2 teams facing off. So they're definitely not going to be a bunch of 0-3 teams this week, just because it just can't happen that way.
You're
But
right.
Well, it happened for me.
there will be at least two 0-3 teams after this week because of the
Look,
matchups.
No, there could be a lot
yeah,
more. I think there actually could be a lot more than three teams because really there's
it could be
only
Well, no,
three.
there
there,
could
there.
be three, but there's guaranteed to be at least two.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
because you've got John and Joey. They're both 2-0. Wait, Joey, yeah, Joey 2-0. Um, Nate and Chris 2-0.
2-0.
So those are two matchups out of the way. You're right, and then there's three other games that where there's a potential for somebody to come out 0-3, or somebody will come out 0-3. Actually, that's
Yeah, two of those
two of
matchups,
those. Yeah,
somebody will be
absolutely.
0-3, and then Nick, if you lose to
I'll
Brian,
do it.
obviously you'll be 0-3.
So don't
Yeah.
worry,
So
don't worry. This is going to be a very interesting season, I think, as we roll along. I think things are going to get exciting, and Phil is the last um, 0-2 team, and I mean, just trying to look up the games. So he said he has Stafford. Okay, so Stafford had a really bad week one. Um, he also has Kamara, who did nothing the first week, and it doesn't even look like he played last week. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's got Tyreek, he's got Devontae. Like, I mean, the two of those together should be just,
God, yeah. I
fantastic.
wish I had those
Obviously,
guys.
Tyreek, week two was like fucking crazy. But yeah, so he loses to John week one. It's like 123 to 105. Week two, I think that was the week I played him. Yeah, Phil had a really good game. It was like 150 to 137, so he had a
yeah,
really high
pretty
score.
close matchup.
Yeah, he had three guys that were at like 20, like 48 from Tyreek, 20 from Darren Waller, and oh yeah, Drake London. I forgot about that. Fuck. Um, 24 from Drake London.
His defense gets him -3. Damn.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that
God.
was the Buffalo game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I feel Phil's got better days ahead. I think his team he's got some really strong pieces in there that everybody would be afraid of. I think Matt Stafford is most likely going to play better down the stretch. So yeah.
Yeah,
I
I feel like it's still early enough in the season that like there hasn't been any like just devastating huge injuries that like everybody still
Yeah.
has pretty much the team that they drafted, minus a few like cuts and bruises here and there so far.
That's true. There's always something that just like really shakes everything up.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say so. All the 0-2 teams like could easily get wins this week, and go on a little streak. Like there's nobody that's that far
mean, we
that
can
their
talk
team
about.
looks that far out of it.
I mean, there's really only one team that's not covered in that 0-2. We could go through those matchups really quick, actually, because we've got you and Misha. So, and you already had a couple players go. So, okay, so you had Cleveland defense and he had Kareem go this week. Yeah, defense got you 11 points. So that's not bad.
Yeah, in the last 20 seconds of the game,
Fuck it,
on like
you
the
will
last
take.
Hail Mary toss, there was like a fumble, and then the Browns ran it back for a touchdown, and I was like, oh wow, okay, I'll take that, I guess. Something from the
Okay.
defense for a change.
I see it right here. The now I vote to get rid of defenses up, but then
Oh
they
yeah,
just
I've been so
scored.
frustrated with fucking having to try and pick a defense and they just get you 2 points and it's like, why am I even wasting my time trying to pick a defense? This is so stupid.
Well, I mean, let's see. So you got you and Mish. I don't know. I think it should be pretty interesting. You guys all got like very juice players, and right now it's projected to be very, very close. So,
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I'm picking myself. I mean, come on now. We gotta throw the reverse juju on this thing.
okay, all right. So you're
Brian, who are
picking.
you picking?
I'm looking at it right now. So Joe Burrow's going up against the Jets. Justin Jefferson against Detroit. Jonathan Taylor against Kansas City.
Ooh,
Michael Thomas against Carolina. And then you, Sean, you got Debo going up against Denver. Austin Eckler going up against Jacksonville. Buffalo going up against Miami. Ooh, I wonder what that game's going to be like.
I know. Hope that's a shootout.
Jahan Dotson's going to be in that game against Philly. Yeah, okay. I mean, oof, oof.
Close
This,
one, right?
yeah, this is a
yeah, this
really
is going to be
this is
close.
a really close one. You know what?
This is where you have to think about who do you like more, me or Misha is really the question.
That is the question. All right,
You
Misha.
should be. You got that birthday touchdown though from the Browns special teams. That was such a gift.
That was such a gift.
Yeah,
Well, all right, Sean. I guess because it's your birthday, I will just give you my true, honest
yeah.
answer. I like Misha a lot better. Um, So I will go ahead and I'm going to vote Misha. I think this is going to be an insanely close game, and I think it's really going to come down to what happens with a few key players like Josh Allen, um, Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson. You know, see how Debo or Travis Kelce do. Like, I really think this is going to be whose stars show up more. Right now, I feel like I'm
Yeah,
trusting a little bit more of Misha's stars than you, but at the
I can
same
see that,
time,
honestly. I can see that because, like, Jonathan Taylor has already broken out at least one game. Justin Jefferson has broken out. Like, Debo hasn't broken out yet. Eckler hasn't broken out yet. So, yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for it,
yeah,
but you're
like
right. Like, we've already seen it more from Misha's team.
yeah, and I feel like this, like, as long as Josh Allen does his Josh Allen stuff, you're putting yourself in a position to win. Travis Kelce hasn't been awful at all this season so far,
No,
so yeah, I think this is a very winnable game for either player. But I will go ahead and I'm going to give my nod to Mish.
well, God damn you.
Yep, there we go. Nick, what do you say?
How do I apply juju? Which team would I vote for to give somebody some juju?
What kind of juju?
I think you have to
I
just
always
you have to create your own juju
you have to.
theories at this point. I don't even know what the definitions are anymore.
Smith Schuster.
Wasn't there the reverse juju? Which one's that?
I feel like me picking myself is somehow as like the reverse juju because that's just kind of what I
Yeah.
remember it being, but I don't really
No, I think the
I don't know
reverse.
what the origin of
No,
this is.
I thought
Oh
the
no, the reverse is where you just pick the other team and try to beat the curse. I don't know. Try to beat the
Okay.
juju.
Okay.
I thought that was when we sweep it.
The juju.
The reverse juju is
Oh
that the
yeah, so
person
if
we sweep
all of
it
us
for.
if we all picked Misha's team, like then we just cursed him basically.
Right, exactly.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Um, but that's not going to happen in this case because I think Josh Allen's going to get 50 and you're going to win.
Woo!
Ooh.
Heard it here first, folks.
Josh Allen could have easily got 50 last week, but they shut him down before the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why I'm like,
way
okay,
before the fourth
let's
quarter.
go, Tua. Come on now. We need another 6 TD game from Tua.
Oh my God, Josh Allen's points are crazy this
Mm-hmm.
year. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, he is not.
Yeah, he's
He's
not even
earned
playing the
himself.
whole game.
No, dude, he's earned himself the number one spot. Like I think everybody has been kind of giving it to him this year, like over Pat Mahomes. I think it's earned now. Like he's been
It
so
does
I do
feel that
fucking
too.
way.
yeah, he's been so goddamn consistent. Like I feel that more than anything, regardless if you have like a crazy flash of like a zillion touchdowns or like a bunch of passing and rushing yards, like I feel like if you are constantly going like 300 yards, like two or three touchdowns a game, plus like a rushing touchdown or like a couple like dude, this guy just he does it all and he does it consistently. Like I feel like that's all you can ever ask for somebody. That's what makes him, the most valuable player or the player that's going to get you the most. Yeah, so I definitely think Josh Allen's a big piece for you. And if all those other pieces ends up coming to play for you, like yeah, like having Austin Eckler pop on up, like a Marquise Brown, like he hasn't been terrible.
He's
The first
actually
two have been
been a little better than I expected,
yeah
to be honest.
yeah like there's some positive a lot of positivity on the team. But yeah, so I guess we'll go the 2-1. That's totally set. What about the other 0-2 matchups? So
Actually,
that's going to be
wait,
Will and Phil.
Nick, did you pick Misha
No, he
or you
picked
picked
you.
me?
No, I
Oh
picked
yeah,
your
you
team.
picked me. Okay. Sorry.
So now we're on to Will and Phil. And just
I
So
like that we're waiting a long time to talk about the 2-0 teams in general. Like we
yeah,
just haven't
fuck.
really talked about any of them. I wanted to call that out. It's like you're at 2-0. Like
Yeah,
we'll
if
get
you're
to
2-0,
it.
what
you
more do
can
you want?
you can sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sit, you can wait, fucking be patient, god damn it. And we'll give your team like no attention or time.
Yeah. Well,
Um
gotta go.
Honestly, just looking at this, I feel I have to give it to Phil, and I don't feel it's much of a question other than he's got Devontae, Tyreek, Darren Waller. Like, those three players are so fucking solid. Um, you've obviously got, we were singing his praises earlier, or I was, Derrick Henry. And that's like a big piece, but like Will does not have any of those other like big pieces. Like he still doesn't have Kittle out. He's taken out Tom Brady and he's putting
Kittle,
it.
I think Kittle's supposed to be back this week.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
he
have.
is. He's coming back.
Well, he
Yep.
doesn't have him in right now.
Well, I mean,
So let's
I'm
just
sure
say
he'll listen to
so
the
okay.
podcast.
So yeah
Thing.
yeah exactly. This will help. But he's also got Everett in who could also be pretty decent. Um, but even still, he took Brady out and he's putting Cousins in. Um, I think looking at this just off the bat, I think I'm just gonna have to give the heavy lean towards Phil.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
I
not.
think
I don't.
so.
Is Kamara playing? Like we don't really know.
We don't
Like
know,
that's a big questionable
but he's
piece,
got,
obviously, right
he's
there.
got, yeah. So who's he
But
got
you're right.
on the bench? He's got a lot of running backs on the bench. Not that there are any running backs that
Yeah, he
wow
could.
me.
He's got people to fill in though. You could put any of those guys pretty much in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just with Devonte Adams, Tyreek Hill, Darren Waller, um, yeah, this Drake London guy. Maybe he's looking
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. And
Yeah,
then
he
I
is.
think I would take Stafford over Cousins. So that I feel like I have to go Phil as well.
I'm also going Phil. So we're gonna do the juju.
Well, if
Oh
it's
shit.
real or not, we'll see. But we're
We'll
sweeping it.
see.
Yeah,
We've been doing this
Yeah,
for like
we should.
like the juju stuff for like 6 years. Like, oh, I think we know. Pretty sure we know it's real at this point.
yeah, it's totally real. All right, so we're
It's so
sweeping.
real.
We'll sweep it for Phil then.
Yeah, we're sweeping it for Phil. Also,
Okay,
I'm not writing this stuff down.
perfect. So we'll go ahead and we'll hope to God we remember. Um, but okay, so getting into the 2-0 teams, the bottom of the 2-0 teams, we've got Joey. So looking at Joey's overall
Wait.
performance, wait, did you need to say something, Nick?
Oh no.
Yeah. So Joey skidded out with the week in week one. That was his win over Nick, and he definitely had players that did well. I think we were mentioning this. Like Michael Pittman had a really good game. Buffalo defense had like 16 points. And had some, decent performances from a few other positions, but
I mean, but to get a win with 117, like
yeah, he's
you're not feeling like your team's amazing, but you're obviously happy to get the
yeah,
W.
yeah, exactly. And Nick's and anything to upset Nick is, I think, something that makes us all happy. Um, but then
Yes.
in week two, it was kind of the same thing. Like, so he ends up squeezing out
Oh
almost with the
yeah,
exact same point total, like 118 this
damn.
time. I squeezed one out over Will. So I would say maybe that's a little bit concerning, but looking at his actual players, like everything is for the most part pretty decent, except for maybe it's just his flex. Maybe he just needs to.
QB.
You think it's his QB? Well, yeah, Russell did not. He didn't do great. Um,
Yeah, I mean, he's not looking like the bust out Russell from four years ago, where he was just popping off and running around all the time. Like I'm sure he can. He's gonna have big games, I would assume,
yeah.
this year. But I mean, I don't know why. I've like watched both some of the Denver games, and it just doesn't look right quite
hmm
yet. So maybe they'll get there. But yeah, I'm a little concerned about. I'm not excited, I guess I would say, about Russell Wilson.
No, I hear you. But I mean, Joey's got pieces. Like he's got Mark Andrews. Like
Yeah.
that's he's so good. Um, and Christian McCaffrey and Deontay Johnson. Uh, Yeah, I feel that Joey definitely has some better games ahead, but I think maybe there might be a couple positions that he might need to iron out. But, overall I think, he's squeezed out these two wins, and 2-0 I guess is better than it's not
Oh my
I
god.
guess it is better than 0-2.
Eh.
So,
Well,
so
speaking of Joey's team, this might be a good time to let everybody in the league know that we've got one prop bet that's out there. Nick, if you know where I'm going with this here,
No, I
between
totally
Joey and
forgot.
Nick. Yeah, so we were. This was the night after the draft, and me and Joey and Nick were out to dinner at sushi, and Joey and Nick, probably not soberly, made a prop bet where Joey says that Cortland Sutton will outscore DK Metcalf on Nick's team over the entire fantasy season, and whoever wins that bet will receive a liquor bottle of their choice from the loser.
Oh, fuck. Well, it's not looking good for me right now.
So Cortland Sutton for Joey versus DK Metcalf for Nick. It's early. I mean, it's only 2 weeks so far, but yeah,
Sutton
so far
11
not looking
point oh,
great.
yeah, 11.2 first week, 19.7 second week.
Yeah, and DK's gotten 7 and 8. So
Yeah,
Yeah, all
but
right.
that could change quickly.
Could
But
totally
hey,
change.
nice we got some prop bets out there. I like to see it.
yeah.
Speaking of betting, rolls us perfectly into our next position because that is Nate. Good old Nate and his
True, the
silly.
man likes to bet.
I can't believe he fucking slept outside. That crazy fucker.
I can't believe that he was able to sleep outside.
Oh, we were all so fucked up. I mean, I don't. I was
True,
definitely
true.
fucked up. I'm sure. I hope everybody else had a grand old
I
time.
Yeah,
I
that was
definitely
a hell of
enjoyed
a
it.
draft party.
That
I
was.
wish more of my guests would sleep outside. Because I definitely like that.
Well,
Yeah.
and this makes it easy because we've already gone through like a lot of these matchups kind of already. But yeah, like so for Nate, he's got some players that have really been playing good. Like Jalen Hurts has been awesome, actually. Like
Yeah,
not just good, but
really nice pickup.
awesome. Yeah, like 25 and 38 for the first 2 weeks. Um,
Yeah.
Mixon has been doing well, not so great week two, but week one he was 18 points. Mike Evans was great until he was suspended, so we'll see how that ends up playing out. Um, dude, he's had DeAndre Swift, who's been fucking great for him. Saquon Barkley, who had that big breakout week one. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
it's got Miles Sanders.
Yeah, and not only that, but if you look at where he's at right now, because I guess yeah, so he went and he beat you right, had a really decent week 1 against you, Sean, and then I think his week 2 was against Misha, and he just kind of squeezed out a win, 113 to 92 from Misha. Um, but
Dude, he's had fucking Amon Ross St. Brown on his
yes,
bench just going
yes.
nuts. Is that what you were about to say?
Yes, because if you look at his, because I was looking for this guy, I was like, oh man, there are a couple players that I'd like love to pick on up. Wait a minute, why can't I find him on the fucking waiver wire? God damn it. So yeah, so I'm sure he's now noticed it because how can you not? But yeah, I feel his team is so fucking juiced. Like for I guess like an early run, right? So you got Mike Evans suspended. Perfect time to try out, Amon St. Brown, who has done, yeah, 20.4 the first week and then 41.4 the second week. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, just insane. So he's got
Yeah.
DeAndre and Saquon as his 2 flexes, Amon St. Brown and Mike Williams, who actually didn't do very much at all first week, but came alive last week. So that's kind of a up or down. But he's going against Chris this week, and Chris is the highest
Yeah,
scorer
this is a
right
good
now.
matchup. I
This
like that
is.
this is like two high powered teams going at it right here.
This is, and actually, maybe I don't know if we need to go into Chris's team before we want to call this matchup. Maybe we should,
Yeah, we probably should.
but anyway, yeah, this is going to be a good matchup coming up. But Nate's got a lot of power on his team, so I think being at 2-0 is a good position, and it's probably only going to get better. And then of course we got Sam Jackson. Um, uh,
Who's
uh,
Sam
What?
Jackson?
What?
well, it's because I guessing. I actually just looked up his team, and Lamar is literally just Samuel is his nickname because
Oh,
his
for
Samuel
John?
because he's Lamar Jackson, right? So it's L Jackson. So John made his nickname Samuel, so it's Samuel
Oh,
L
yeah.
Jackson. So great vengeance
That is
and
good.
furious anger. So yeah, so we got John 2-0.
Wait, we're not going to talk about Chris's team in the matchup or
Well,
with
no,
Nate?
because well, no, because I was gonna say we can just talk about the matchups like once we get, more or less
Oh,
finished, or before we start making our picks. Like, let's not make picks until we've at least gone over, you know, people's teams because we were all over it.
I thought it would be a natural segue to just start talking about Chris's team since he is matching up against Nate anyways.
I guess
Yeah,
I was
I
just
agree.
going up. I was just going up the order of the rankings, I guess, or that's what we've been doing the entire time.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so we started with Will in 10th place, Nick in ninth place, Sean in 8th, Misha in 7th, Phil is in 6th, Joey's in 5th, and Nate, who we just finished with, is at 4th.
I don't think we started that way, but okay.
We totally did. I think everybody listening will
we
agree.
have to play this
Oh,
one
where's our
back.
fact checker? Where's our fact checker? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, all right.
we need a fucking
We
like
need
a
a fact checker.
podcast assistant or like
Yeah.
What are those people who are like the stenographer or whatever? Like they're following along and typing
oh yeah.
along with us.
Okay, read it back
Yeah,
to
read about.
us.
All
And
right,
I
please.
said it's even more than just a dick.
Oh my God.
That would be
Uh,
amazing.
okay, so all right, so great vengeance and furious anger, Mr. John Glasgow. Um, looking at his
Is
last.
that a reference to something, by the way, or is that just
Oh, dude, Sean, you fucking just broke my heart. Like
ah?
broke my heart. All right, so first we were talking about how he gave the nickname of Samuel L. Jackson to write to Lamar Jackson because you can
Yeah.
give the players the nicknames, right? His team name is Great Vengeance and Furious Anger. And if you look at his, oh, can you, ah, where is it? Let me go onto my phone. Maybe I can see it on my phone. Because I thought if you looked at his like picture, he had an
Got a
obvious.
picture of Nick.
Not my best picture either, by the way.
That was
So
the picture of when, what was it? You didn't get Lamar Jackson, and John was like, "Nick, what
Oh
the
yeah,
fuck? You
yep,
could have
yep,
got
yep.
Lamar."
Yep, I do remember that. Okay, so that's the picture. So I think he did change it because it used to be Samuel L. from the exact movie that it's from. But it's from a movie that is very, very famous with Samuel L. Jackson, where he says a very, very famous monologue. Uh,
There's a lot of good Sammy Jackson movies out there.
the most famous of Sam Jackson.
I don't know any Sam Jackson monologues.
Oh, okay. Do I have to do this? Um,
Pulp Fiction.
oh, thank you. Please, God,
I don't know
It's
I
one
was
of
like,
them.
fuck,
going to,
man.
I
I've
was
seen that
real.
movie so many times, but I was trying to imagine. Is that at the beginning of the movie
Well,
where
no,
he's going
that's
through his
his.
dialogue?
That's the thing. Oh,
There,
what
that
is that thing
says like
called? Oh
says
my God,
choose
I'm
one,
totally
motherfucker.
blanking.
Man, John is probably so fucking
Ezekiel,
pissed right now that we're
the
having.
Ezekiel, yeah. Oh my God, Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Something like that.
Yeah.
That's what Samuel said.
Yeah. It's oh God, come on, Brian. Bu- Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And then, Sean, here you go. Pay attention. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. That whole thing.
Nice. Damn, dude.
And you
I
shall
don't know. I
know
don't know.
my name is
You
the
can hear
law
me.
when I
Hear me
lay my
clapping right
vengeance
now.
upon thee. Oh God, I love Sam Jackson, and nothing helps me more than lots of fucking whiskey to get me there. But yes, that's where it's from. You're right. Pulp Fiction, that character when he's doing his little intimidation thing.
You know, Pulp Fiction. I love the beginning of the movie, and I love the like end of the movie.
Yeah, but
And
the
for
Bruce
some
Willis
reason,
section.
yeah, not like it's always kind of like, yeah, this isn't the
So
most amazing part.
I will say I will agree with you. I will say that I will agree with you, but there are some insanely iconic aspects of that
True.
Bruce Willis section, and I feel like Nick, Nick,
What?
that was not that's not one of us three.
What?
Do you not hear your own dog barking?
Oh, can you hear the dog barking? I thought
Yes,
you
we
guys said you
can.
couldn't.
Well, we couldn't, but
No, that
we
was the
can hear it
first
now.
time.
Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. I know. I definitely hear my dog barking. She's barking at the fucking pool toys. Here.
Gotta love it. But okay, back to John. Uh, no, lovely distraction. John kind of not spanked Phil. He got Phil by 23 points the first week. Um, Cooper Cup had a fucking amazing game. Lamar definitely did decent. And then had some pretty decent players from or weeks from a couple other players. Week two, he really came alive against Nick. It was 146-75. And that's just like Nick was saying. That was where all of his players were going off against him. Lamar having 50, Cooper Cup having another. Dude, Cooper Cup's been fucking amazing. 31, and he's got the exact same score for 2 weeks, 31.8.
Damn.
Nice.
Ridiculous. Uh, Rashad Bateman actually looks really, really good through 2 weeks.
He
So
does.
he's been really, really great. And then, I don't think John can keep Amari Cooper on the bench any longer. He had him on the bench. Did he have him on the bench this week?
He's
Going. No, he put him
um
in. He did. He put him
yeah,
in.
he's got him in.
He got him
Yeah,
in.
good
Okay,
move.
so we'll, yeah, good move. Okay, so and we'll get to that in a sec, but Yeah, so I think John's obviously doing really, really well. Uh, one or two not so great performances, but for the most part, I think he's, excuse me, pretty straightforward with what he's got going on.
Yeah, he's got a good team. Gotta say, looking up and down the lineup, a lot of solid pieces in there.
Yeah, did you have any comments, Nick, on John's team?
I mean, I'm a little jelly of some of these players. Like, hey, he doesn't need to hoard all these guys.
I guess not.
I'll take Bateman off his hands. That
And
one, when I watched Bateman just fucking take it to me, and that was just, oh god, my heart dropped.
yeah,
That's all. That's all the comments I gotta say about that.
dude,
Yeah.
I'm sure John was just is just, oh, dude, he's got the biggest smile on his face right now. But
Well, he earned it.
I'm hoping we're all going to be able to get together for a big group sesh soon. Maybe in a couple weeks when Sean comes down, maybe we can figure out a way to make that happen.
What week is that?
The
Week
what
five.
the 11th? Where are we at right now? We're week three,
Oh,
right?
Yeah, we're in week three, so it'll be week five.
so I'm playing Nate, so that's cool. And then
I
Brian,
think
you're
I'm
playing Joey.
playing
I'm playing
Will,
Joey. Yeah, Sean's playing Will. Chris is
Chris
John's
and
playing
playing
Joe.
John.
John. Well, at
Yeah,
least we could have a Chris and John together to see those guys yell at each other. That'd be fun.
I'd
Um,
Yeah,
like to. Yeah, if I
Oh,
got to see
I mean,
Nate too, that would be
if
cool.
Nate ended up coming, that'd be you against Nate. So,
Yeah,
um,
Johnny V's.
yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll figure something out. So, okay. So, second place, that's me. I think I got kind of lucky. I didn't have the greatest week one. It was only 121, but Will just did not had an even worse week than I did. Um,
yeah.
I will say, there are pieces of my team I'm really liking, parts of my team that I'm a little sketch about. Some parts I'm actually excited for. Uh, so I really don't know what to kind of say. I think yeah, week one I kind of squeaked out, got lucky. Week two it was a much tougher match, but I did have a pretty decent score up against
Yeah, he did really good score.
yeah,
I
but
mean, Nick Chubb is looking real nice.
Chubb, this is my first year with Chubb, and I'm getting to see how much of a workhorse he is. I mean, through
Yeah,
yeah, like 3 games, like he doesn't really have any much for receiving, like at all. Like 4 receptions total throughout the first 3 games, but
that's okay. It's
it's
okay in
okay.
our league.
But yeah, his first 3 weeks, he's 141 on the ground, 87 on the ground, 113 on the ground, and 4 touchdowns over that period.
Yeah, he's getting the touchdowns.
Yeah, so that's I mean 3 in 1 game, which was that week two, so that was super helpful. But
Who are you
um,
excited for on your team? Who is the player you're thinking of?
I think Garrett Wilson, I'm a little bit excited for just to see if anything ends up coming about it, and it's just more or less his usage and the amount of targets that he's getting. Um,
Yeah,
so
Jesus, 8 and 14 targets.
yeah, 8 out of 14 targets. And here's the crazy thing. So I was watching this particular, I don't know, one of those random YouTube channels talking about fantasy, and they were breaking down snap counts, for all these like different players and how productive they were on the amount of snaps that they played, right? And so Garrett Wilson week one, like if you look at it, like he doesn't, he only has like 9 points, right? 8 targets, caught 4 of those. Uh, but it was like something about like I can't remember how they phrased it, but it was just basically like he only had like 49 snaps compared to like the other wide receivers that were up in like the 70s or 80s, but his production rate on those, limited amount of snaps was like so much higher than any of those other ones. So I had drafted him, I think, and I wasn't, because he's a rookie, he was like super talent, like, or, one of those high draft picks. I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. And then last week, he goes off for, 8 receptions, 102 yards, and 2 TDs. And like it looks like he was really really heavily targeted. So I'm starting him this week just to see what ends up happening. So I'm excited to see kind of how that goes down the season. Curtis Samuel looks like he's actually been kind of cool, like a cool little player, like kind of like a mini um, Devo Samuel, funny enough. But
Mm.
I snug Ertz off the waiver wires from Nick after he dropped him, so that's been nice. But yeah,
Yeah, shit.
I paid something for Julio Jones. He hasn't fucking even played yet. Um, so I'm waiting for something to pan out with that. I'm obviously super concerned about Herbert. He's been very solid for 2 weeks, 24 and 22, but Jesus, if he's got broken ribs or something, who knows what's going to happen. So I will have to figure out something down the line. And I've got I've got Nick this week, so we'll see how it all plays out. But Chubb's already gone, so he got 17, so that's not bad at all. Uh, so yeah, I mean I'm feeling good about parts of it, not so great about other parts. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts about my squad. What about you guys?
Yeah. I mean, I think you got a pretty damn good team. I would take most of your team over mine, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
always open to talk about trades. Um,
But
we'll see if it happens, but
yeah, I mean, Chubb, AJ Brown.
mhm.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, yeah, this was it Garrett Wilson? Yeah, Garrett Wilson and Aaron Jones. I mean, man,
And
I had
yeah,
Aaron Jones last year. I just love me some Aaron Jones.
yeah, Aaron
And
Jones
then
always he does seem to have those types of games, like where he'll be like a 9, a 10, not so great, but then all of a sudden he'll give you like a 30 or a 40 burger, and you're like, yes,
yeah.
I'll take that.
And I mean, you got fucking Najee Harris on your bench, which makes sense, but it's like you feel like he has to step
No,
it up at some
yes,
point, at
exactly.
some
Like
point, and then it'd be like, sweet, like there's another guy that I can
yeah,
throw in
he
the
was one.
lineup.
Yeah, he is basically my second. I think he's my most expensive draft pick. And yeah, I've got him on the bench right now, which goes to show that's why I didn't bring him up at all. He's been, I would say, for what I paid for him, he's been a disappointment for sure. So, but then again, I think like we were talking about earlier, all running backs, I've been really hampered this year. So I think it's a little bit
Yeah.
a little bit different. And then,
Yep.
I guess just to kind of wrap this on up, the last team, number one overall, if you made it this far, Mr. Stage. But yeah, you're kind of crushing it on the points. You know, we had me that we were talking about last, and I was 272 points, and John's 270 behind me. Nate was 266. Joey's 236. Phil 242. Misha 238, Sean you're at 220, Nick you're at 174, and then poor Will's at 169. Um, Chris is sitting all the way up at 328. So
Hmm.
he is flying high right now, and I definitely know that there are a couple pieces of his team that are doing it
That's
for
the
him.
thing, man. I was funny because I'm looking at Chris's team right now, and there were some people that I wasn't too sure about, like Javonte Williams, who
Mm-hmm.
has not been fantastic so
No,
far. And then I was like, oh yeah, what's up with Jamar Chase? Great first week, but not great
not
last
great.
week.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts, what's up with him? Oh, not
Mm-mm.
very good so far.
I'll give you one steadily hint, and he's connected to. Well, wait, do you have Josh Allen again this year?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah.
mean that's what I came to realize for Chris's team is it's like it's not like up and down. His team is amazing, but his good people have been so fucking
So
good.
good, so good, dude. Stephon last week, 46 fucking points, 15 targets, 12 receptions, 148 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he looked so good because that was like that early Monday night game slash afternoon game, and
Hmm.
Yeah.
man, he was just catching, and he was like looking good too, and he was all fired up. It was like, dude, damn, Stephon Diggs is like playing with some heat right now.
I don't know if he
Yeah,
can keep
for
this up the
sure.
whole year, but like he definitely was looking great. And then, you've got some other pieces like Waddle has actually been pretty fucking stellar, like 19 points the
Dude,
first
I
week and
gotta
then
say,
41.
Waddle. I want to know. I'm not going to look it up, but I would like to know how much he paid for Waddle because God, I think because there's Tyreek Hill there, it's like it's opened
Yeah.
up Waddle so
So
much because
much.
like you can't guard both of them
Do you know how
or
many
defend
target?
both of them at all times.
All right.
And I feel like he probably got Waddle for like a very low price.
So Sean, you were playing
Yeah.
Chris last week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to know how many? So he went off for 11 receptions, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns, which is that's monstrous. You know how many targets he had?
Well, I mean,
Nine.
I'm looking at it,
Okay.
and that number is popped like 19 fucking
19.
targets.
He almost had 20 targets.
It's insanity.
That's insane. I don't think I've ever seen a wideout get targeted 19
Who has Tyreek Hill? I can't remember
Hill
in our
does.
league.
Phil, I think, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait for that matchup between him and Chris, just to know like is it going to be Waddle that pops off, or is it going to be Tyreek that pops off,
Dude,
or is it just going to be both?
if you had both of these players, if you had both Tyreek and Waddle on the
Oh
same
my god!
team, you've been crushing, right? Because Tyreek is 18 and 48. Those are his first 2 weeks
Yeah, last week alone you would have had 90 points just from two receivers. What the
on the
fuck?
same team. Like, when has that ever
Yeah.
happened? Like, no. So
That's yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. So I think Chris is in totally fine shape. He squeezed it out, I think, like we were talking about against Misha, 155 to 146. And off of, Pat Mahomes had a great time, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs doing all that stuff. And then week 2 obviously was against you, Sean, and man, he almost beat you by what, 70 points basically. So that was and
Phew.
and it wasn't like you had an awful game either. Like, I think there's a couple positions like we were talking about earlier, the defense and what's his name? Was it Darnell Mooney? Uh,
Yeah,
but other than that, like, you've got decent production like throughout, but how are you supposed to
just
compete with
no.
46 and 41
Yeah,
and then a 28 from the goddamn fucking defense?
now you can't compete with that.
So yeah, I think you're right. I think Chris is he's got some really strong pieces. The all of his top players are playing as top as they possibly could. Um, and yeah, I mean, that's a scenario for a recipe for winning. So way to go, Chris.
Yeah,
And so I guess we got just a couple of these matchups that we could quickly go through. So the one of the two no we were talking about what was it John John and Phil, or I can't remember. Who's the? Oh no, Chris and Misha, right? Is that who we were talking about?
Chris and Nate.
Oh God, I'm on the wrong fucking week.
yeah. Chris and Nate, and then
Shit.
John and Joey.
Okay, so John and Joey. Oh, I've already had some players go. Joey had Deontay Johnson with 16. Amari got 23. Nice. Um, this
I
looks
think
like
I.
it's really heavily favored in John. What were you gonna say, Sean?
Yeah, I didn't even notice the projections, but I feel like I got to give this one to John. I mean, I'll take Lamar over Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'll take Dalvin Cook over McCaffrey. I'll take Cooper Kupp. I mean, Deontay Johnson already played. Uh,
Bateman's looking really good this year.
yeah, Bateman's been looking real good. Amari already had 23.
Yeah,
So, I mean, anything can happen, obviously, but I feel like John's. I don't know. Just
I
put
kind
my
of
put my money on that side.
Yeah, I think I'm right with you for all the reasons you just listed on out. I think Joey's got pieces that absolutely could like pop up and explode. But I mean, even if Mark Andrews goes off, like John's going to get a little bit of a piece of that. Uh,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I do kind of I agree. I think I'm going to give the edge. I'm going to give the edge to John.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, his team picture is a picture of me, so giving him the edge.
You got to.
that's enough to throw it over.
Yeah,
That's fair enough. All
that's the
right,
voodoo,
we'll
reverse
we'll
voodoo.
we'll sweep it then. So we also have let's see,
Nate and Chris.
Nate and Chris. Okay, cool. These are the one of the straight 2-0 matchups. Um,
Yep. And
So,
neither of them have had nobody's played yet, so we got a fresh book
and
here.
they are really closely projected, 129 and 125.
Yeah, I feel like Mahomes and Hurts. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, I feel like that's kind of a toss up at this point, the way Hurts has been
Dude,
playing.
now that I'm looking at this, what has the Ravens defense done? Not as insane as the
Nothing.
Tampa Bay. Like Tampa Bay's 12 and 28. So that's pretty good. Dude, I
Yeah.
don't know. This is actually really hard to call. I think I like Schultz, as silly as it says. I like Schultz way more than I like Pitts. I don't know if he's going to be playing though. Looks like he has missed practice, so he might not end up going in. I really like
Ooh.
that Nate popped in Amos St. Brown. He's got Mike Williams going. Oof. I think I'm gonna have to give Chris the nod, like just based on this insane production that we've seen from players like Stephon, from players like Jamar and Jalen Waddle. Obviously, Pat Mahomes has been not a great week last week, like 19 points, but that first week, we went for 5 touchdowns. Um, so yeah, I think it's going to be close. I think Nate's got a lot of super productive pieces, like I was talking about, but I think yeah, I'm going to give the edge to Chris.
This one's tough. I feel like Jalen Hurts could have a big game. It's
Hmm.
against Washington,
Yeah.
divisional matchup there. I feel like Mixon could have a big game too. I just feel like the Bengals in general are like, all right, y'all, we're fucking 0-2 right now, coming off the Super Bowl. Like, I could see them exploding.
Yeah, but that
And
means
then,
also
like,
like Jamar Chase, like if Jamar Chase explodes, that's
yeah,
in Chris's favor.
could be Jamar Chase that has the exploding. I mean, I like Deontay Swift. I like Saquon Barkley. I know it's really hard to bet against Chris right now, but there's just something. There's something that I feel like Nate is going to come away with the W here.
All
I
right.
think I think Nate's matchups are easier.
Yeah.
There's more ceiling for him for his squad. I think because you got Waddle's going against Buffalo. I hate that matchup, and then you know Denver against San Francisco. I don't like that matchup either. I also don't like Mahomes against Indiana. For some reason, I just don't think that's going to be a great matchup for him there. I do like Diggs against Miami, and I do like Chase against the Jets, but I also don't like Robinson against the Chargers. I don't. That's not a great matchup either. It depends on Herbert, also
Yeah.
though. I just think all of his players' matchups on Nate's side are just easier opponents. They're going to win. So all those games, that team, that player that he has, their team's going to win. I feel like there's like no question about it, except for like I'm about Herbert. I'm not sure on that one, but yeah, that's just how I feel. I think Hurts is going to just go nuts in that game too. So I'm taking Nate.
Shit.
All right. So
That one will
that's
be that'll be a matchup to watch right
another
there.
another 2 for 1. Okay. All right. Gotcha. So the last matchup that we haven't talked about, I guess, is just me and you, Nick,
Whoa.
right?
Should we just end the podcast right now?
Yeah. No, we don't even need to call this one. Um, I don't know. I think this is going to be Nick's got pieces that could absolutely go off. I have like a lot of players that are basically going to be playing in like the same game. Um, like AJ Brown and Curtis Samuel, and he's also got McLaurin and like a lot of the game. Like we're gonna be relying on a lot
Oh
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
same games.
Antonio Gibson.
Mm.
Yeah, McLaurin. Holy shit. Yeah, that fucking
The Washington game is so
Washington
huge. Is
the
so
Washington and
It's such a
Eagles
huge
game
game.
is going
Yeah,
to determine
yeah,
a lot for you
yeah,
guys.
it's so huge. So it's kind of really strange that like a lot of our game is kind of gonna just come down to
Oh yeah,
a,
Eagles defense as well.
mhm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn. That's interesting.
So yeah, I'm really not sure what's going to happen. I still have some question marks on my team. Like I don't even know if Herbert's going to be playing. So I might have to, like we were talking about earlier, might have to drop somebody and pick up a flyer quarterback. Um, but oh
Ah,
well.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm going to give myself confidence that I can come away with the victory. Um, it's hard to read right now because I feel it's kind of a little bit incomplete, but I'm fully confident that I can come away and smack Nick like I did in the basketball game last night.
Woo!
Don't even bring up
Was this
basketball.
in person?
This was in person.
Oh
Let's just
shit.
talk about football,
Let's
and
just
let's
talk.
talk about
N-
let's talk
Let's
about
not
who
talk
you're
about
gonna
the
play when
refs.
Herbert.
I can't even remember who they were blowing the whistle on all the time.
Let's talk about which quarterback you're gonna put in for Herbert.
No, no,
All right, fine.
no.
We don't have to talk about that.
I mean, it's not like anybody else is going to pick him up. You know, you could probably
Yeah,
say
what
who
are you
you're
worried
thinking
about?
of. Who are you thinking about here?
I'm not thinking about anybody.
And plus,
You
you're the one. You're the
My
one
starting
who
quarterback is
controls
Justin.
when the podcast will be released. So you know, you
Yeah,
could
but
true.
release it.
I'm talking to the one person that I would not want to know.
Oh,
Like,
you think Nick's going to go pick up a QB? I guess he could.
Nick can do whatever he wants. Nick will basically be like, "Oh, that's a good idea. You know what, Brian? You were just talking about him last night, and I guess I just had no. I'm not saying nothing. You can go ahead
That's
and
pretty funny.
if you want to go load your bench with QBs, dude, go for it. Go
I
for it.
already thought about it.
There's a lot of juice on your bench.
Yeah,
I
Nick, you
could
should
go
just
for.
play hardcore defense right now and just go take the top two free agent QBs right now just to be safe.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
mean,
I
hey,
don't even know who they are. I'm looking at them. Here's the lineup:
Oh
Justin
yeah,
Fields, Winston, Mariota, Wentz, Ryan, and Mac Jones. I mean, which one are you going to take? I can't. They're all kind of the
uh,
same to me.
they're all too
So
good.
why the fuck do you think
yeah,
I said like flyer shit? Like, dude, honestly, like you're looking at that. You're looking at the QBs that are out there. I'm looking at your bench. Like, what fucking juice players are you gonna have to get rid of that I can
I would
fucking
get rid of
swipe up on?
Conklin.
Yeah,
Conklin.
Conklin. I feel like all your tight ends are.
I mean, I don't.
No, no,
I'm
Higby. No,
curious to
Higby.
see how Higby does.
Higby. That's good. That like Higby's been like 11.4 and then 17.6. So
Yeah,
I think that's the
a
answer
lot of
to a
targets. Look at those
tight
I
end.
targets.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's I think fair enough. But I'll take a Brees Hall or a J.K. Dobbins, fucking a Keenan, a DeAndre on suspension, even Elijah Moore. Like I don't even know. Yeah, we'll see.
I know.
But
What the hell? He's getting no love. He has to go on the
yeah,
bench.
it's all good.
He's been a
It's
bad
like it's
boy.
Nick,
like
we should
Huh?
let's do a trade live on the podcast right now. Keenan
Okay.
Allen, Keenan
Yeah.
Allen, and
Oh, let me look at your team at least before I.
I'll give you I'll give you Clyde Edwards-Helaire and somebody else on my bench.
I mean,
I heard
no,
I heard done. I heard done as in yes.
yeah, that's what I heard too.
Samuel. Would you part with him?
Samuel?
I,
Oh, Debo? No. I mean, I
But
can't do that.
Nick, dude, what's going on with your audio right now?
Yeah, it's cutting out.
oh, is it? Is it? Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
it
we
sounds
can
good
hear you now.
now.
Okay. Sorry.
No, now it's
Oh,
gone
what the
back to
fuck?
now it's reverted back to the whatever it was.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I'm
So
in the pods.
you have the pods in?
Maybe if my phone's on low power mode.
I don't know.
Oh.
All right. So
Okay.
did we pick this game? I'm gonna go for me.
I mean, I think I have to go with you as it stands right now, Brian. If Herbert is out, that might change some things, but
It might.
as of now, Herbert is in your lineup, and I'm going to go with what I can see, and so I think I have to pick your team right now.
What do you think,
Oh,
Nick?
did the disrespect. You know, Vegas says Herbert's out. I'm going with Vegas. Herbert's not going to play. I think like Kyler Murray pops off on this game, and that's going to be a huge difference for me. And also that one game, I am worried about the Philadelphia Washington game. I think I have the lower players in that game, so I'm really hoping for a twist there. If I can get a nice twist in this one game,
I don't
It's a
know, dude.
that'll be
twist.
the
You do have Terry McLaurin. Like that's.
right. If Terry McLaurin can just outscore baby Samuel,
I'm hoping that
then
doesn't
that would
happen.
be
I'm certainly
huge.
hoping that doesn't happen.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping for that, and I'm hoping Gibson can fight off AJ Brown and get more points than him, and that would be key. And somewhere the Eagles just get a TD or defense too, so that game's going to be huge. Yeah. So if I can just put a little twist on it with a injury, I think I'm okay. I'm going to take myself.
Hmm.
So take that, Brian.
All right.
Take my pug voodoo matchup emoji guy.
The Emma Watson voodoo.
Yes,
Um,
Watson voodoo.
all right. Well, I think that's all of them, right? That's all the games called for, all the teams that we went through. I mean, for a birthday podcast special, I think we actually did a really good job. I don't know if you guys want to even know where we're at on our recording.
I'm gonna guess 1 hour and 42 minutes.
Ooh, you're very close.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna take the under 135.
Oh, okay. Sean was closer than you were, Nick. It's at 140.
Oh
Mm.
gosh,
Price is wrong, bitch.
shit, Don, you win the birthday prize. You win a free player.
Keenan Allen.
Yep, that's the one he was looking for.
Would you view Keenan for Eckler?
Dude, all right. I thought we were being serious over here.
I
Are we
think
I
not?
didn't
I
I
think
didn't
he
know this
is.
was a
I think
I
he
didn't
is
know this
being
was a
100%
stand-up
serious.
comedy podcast.
What? The disrespect to Keenan? I hope Keenan comes back and
Keenan
torches
is
me.
fucking injured on your bench.
Dude, Austin Eckler
That's
himself
true.
fucking ruined the goddamn thing. We were just talking about that on Twitch chat. He like spoiled the whole injury report.
I
Um,
know, god damn it.
so I don't know, but I would say we have been going for a while. I'm sure that this is probably a much longer podcast than normal.
True, but not bad for considering
No,
this is the first podcast after
yeah,
2 weeks
after
and a
2 weeks
draft.
and a draft, we got through a lot of the matchups. We got through a lot of our picks. Got through a lot of the teams. I'm feeling
I will.
really,
I
really
gotta
good.
say. I gotta say one. I gotta say one more thing. This because I don't know how much more chance we'll have to talk about it. But after finally doing a live draft and doing
Oh yeah.
a non-live draft for for John's best ball league that I think all three of us are in there.
Hmm.
Man, it's so much more fucking fun to do a draft in person with everybody than just your normal,
Oh
whatever
yeah.
virtual draft. Like, I hope we can fucking do a live draft every year.
Yeah, I mean,
I
honestly, I
did
think,
like the auction too.
yeah,
Auction's
I
cool.
actually enjoyed the auction quite a bit
I like the
myself.
auction if it could not be 5 hours
Well, I think
somehow.
maybe all we have to do is cut the rounds down. Like those rounds were way,
Yeah, we
or
got to cut
you're
it
way
down.
too long. Yeah. But yeah, I think everybody had a good time. If we can make this an annual thing, I think everybody is going to be stoked and have a great time. But yeah, we probably should go ahead and cut it on here. But
Yeah.
even still, like this was an awesome time hanging out and catching on up. I hope everybody made it to the end. Us
I got
chilling
that.
and drinking. I'm definitely feeling super fucked up after like getting through most of this Jack drink. Um, so I don't know how you guys are doing, but I had a
I'm
great
probably going to
time.
have one more drink after this just to, send the night off in a good way.
Fuck it, you might as well. You better finish that Boba Fett shit. I bet you didn't.
I already did, dude. It
I
was
thought you
so
said you.
fucking good.
I thought you said you watched the one episode.
Oh, well, that's what I texted, and then I watched the rest of it after that, and I was
Oh,
like,
okay, okay,
"Damn, dude,
okay.
this."
So,
I
so
didn't fucking know that it basically turned into The
The Mandalorian,
Mandalorian.
yes, dude.
Oh
Oh,
my
that's why
god, it
I
was
didn't want
so
to say
fucking
anything.
good.
Like I didn't want to ruin it, but yeah, dude, it's
I
like
know, I
halfway
know.
through. It's like I don't know, like production must have fucked up or something like that. They like basically just took the whatever they were doing on the Mandalorian and like inserted it right into the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what? They did not advertise this as
Yeah,
such.
so you saw that whole episode, like the one after he builds his ship and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Okay, okay, okay. All right. Spoilers,
yeah,
everybody. Um, yeah,
yeah. Watch the fucking Book of Boba Fett if you haven't,
but
and
only
make sure you
just
get past the fourth or
yeah,
fifth
just yeah,
episode,
just you have
and
to
you
go.
will be highly rewarded if you're a Mandalorian fan.
Oh, dude, I'm ready for that. They had a trailer for the Mandalorian coming out. There's actually another Disney show that
Oh
I'm.
yeah, I was going to ask you the Andor show.
Oh, so I did just watch that yesterday.
Nice. Yeah, I'm curious about it. It looks pretty good in the preview.
So far what I watched, not I will say this, not a lot happens, so it's kind of a slow burn, but it's not a bad slow burn.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay.
Like it was intriguing, at least what I saw. Um, but there was another show that was coming on out. Like Sean, I know this is kind of not your alley, but at the same time, I'm not even sure if you've seen this movie before. Like, I feel because it's such a classic, like, you must have at least sometime or saw it when it was on TV. Did you ever see Willow?
Honestly, no. I know what it
Oh, okay.
is, but yeah, I did see that they're coming out with.
Yeah, a whole
Is
show
it a
with
is
it.
it is it a re?
It's
It's
a
a
ser
show.
no,
Okay.
it's like a continuation. So it's like, what's his name? Fucking guy who plays, the Leprechaun and all those Harry Potter professors. Um, what the hell is his name? The kid who
I don't
was
know his name.
in Star Wars. He was the Ewok that chilled with Princess Leia. That was like his first gig when he was like 11 years old.
Yeah, I can't remember that guy's name though.
Warwick Davis. That's what his name is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's like back. He's old, but it's like they're redoing that show. It looked like it was gonna be. I don't know. I'm hopeful. I'm looking for anything to watch. But now we're just rambling. I didn't stop the fucking recording. Happy birthday, Sean. Thank you everybody
Hell
for
yeah.
stopping on by. I hope you guys all can wish Sean a happy birthday. And
Happy birthday.
yeah. And I guess
Thanks,
good luck
dude.
to everybody coming on up this weekend, right?
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
week 3 coming up. We'll get hopefully equal the balances a little bit of the league, and then week 5 coming down to SD. Let's get some folks together and watch some games together.
Let's make it happen.
Yes.
So wait,
Yes.
Do it.
what day of the week are you coming down?
I'm coming down Friday
Okay,
evening, and I'm
Friday evening.
staying
What
till
time?
Monday.
Okay.
So if we want to,
Monday's the
we can.
holiday.
Yeah, and Monday is what, Columbus Day or something like that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So if,
naturally
if we want
forgot.
to if we want to do it up a good bit, if we want to on Sunday, we got no. Yeah, I don't have to fly out, or Nick doesn't have to go to work.
Nice. All
Yeah.
right. Well, sweet. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's get something going. Everybody keep us posted. Hopefully everybody is doing well. And I guess yeah, cheers. I guess we'll go ahead and finish these
cheers.
drinks. And cheers to you, Sean. Cheers to you, Nick, and
Cheers to you.
cheers to
Cheers to
me.
you. Cheers to me.
Hell yeah.
Ugh.
Later.
Later,
Later.
everybody.